The mid-sized luxury SUV segment's always been one of the most competitive, and with that in mind, Volvo does its first major update to one of its most popular selling vehicles, the XC60. First introduced in 2010, this new design does include new sheet metal up front from the windshield forward, as well as some different options for the engine under the hood. We've got a lot of new technology on the interior. A lot of the safety features have been upgraded, and we happen to be driving the R design, which also brings in some additional suspension and handling features and includes a new set of aluminum 20-inch wheels instead of the base 18-inch wheels. Under the hood, we're going to see that the XC60's actually got 3 different engine choices. Now, the standard engine is going to be the 3.2 liter inline 6 that produces 240 horsepower. Now, if you step up to the T6 level, now you're talking about a 3.0 liter turbocharged 6 that's going to give you 300 horsepower. But we happen to be driving the R design, so we're running a 3.0 liter turbocharged inline 6 that's going to give us 325 horsepower, up around 5,400 RPM. But it's also going to give us that 350 pound-feet of torque down around 3,000 RPM. The interior of the Volvo XC60, we're going to find some nice door handles, easy to reach controls, and a lot of brushed aluminum to give it kind of a performance look against the stark black interior. We got our controls over here for the rear lift gate as well as the fuel lid. Now, the gauge package is rather interesting. It's very simple and clean looking, but when the vehicle is started, it kind of comes to life. We've got indicators here for the driver's in his seat as well as the passenger, whether the seat belts are buckled or not. All the controls are electronic with the temperature gauges. One interesting thing that we really liked, the speedometer is highlighted. So where it's showing now, we're sitting still, so we're at 0. As the speedometer goes up to 30, 40, 50, 60, that highlighted area goes up. So if you're setting at 60 miles an hour, you don't hardly see the 0, 20 mile an hour marker. Kind of really focuses the driver's attention on how fast he's going, as well as the red indicator. Now, we do have some controls that are on the steering wheel. We've got the cruise. It's a little different, the cruise on, but either one of these buttons will set the cruise speed. Then when we get over here, we've got our audio control as well as our Bluetooth phone controls on this roll switch here. It actually controls a lot of the features that are on the navigation screen here. It'll do some zooming for us so that we can have a lot of hands-off type functions. Now, coming on down this center stack, we're going to see some manual controls, and it's really interesting to see how they've configured these manual controls. It's very much like a touch-tone keypad or a telephone keypad. Got the outlying buttons are for the radio, the media, the nav system, all very easy to read and easy to see. But one of the key things they've really done, that's just a nice touch, is to put this chrome man here, if you will, so that if it controls your fans and your climate control directions. So if you need air up at the top at your head, boom, there it is. You need some little warmth down at the toes, there it is. It's very easy and intuitive to use, and I really like that feature. Again, this, like some other Volvos, this little button here is kind of neat, and they all have the tall headrest, so if you got a little bit of an issue seeing back into the corner, you can push that button and the back headrest will fold down. So that's kind of a cool feature. Now, this does have the 6-speed automatic with the sport configurations in it. It is all-wheel drive, and it does have the 3.0 that's got over 300 horsepower on it, so this thing will definitely get up and go. And one of the other interesting things we found that we were kind of curious about is this nice cup holders that are hidden here, and this is where we find one of the 12-volt power supplies. Now, this is pretty nice. It's pretty easy to get to unless you've got 2 large bottled drinks here. So it's got to kind of feed out, and there is a nice pass-through floating island concept here for your phone to sit in. But if you take out that power supply, and there's really no place to put this, you know, you can put it into the deeper storage here and go digging for it later. But basically that leaves this open and exposed if you drop anything, Coke, peanuts, you know, whatever. So we thought that was kind of an interesting way to put that instead of putting it down here on the dash or something where it's a little more protected. Coming on around the interior, we've got a nice big glove box that's probably bigger than most, with some additional storage built into the lid of it. The door compartments have got some nice storage and bottle holders. And again, the large contrasting stitching, some nice panels that kind of wrap around a person when they're sitting in them. And the ventilation. Along with having a luxury interior with seating for 5 passengers, the latest in technology and safety items, the XC60 has 325 horses under the hood. It's got a 6-speed automatic, and it rolls on some special 20-inch wheels that really give that sports suspension a really good handling and feel, and as well as 3,300 pounds in towing capacity. If you get a chance to drive one of these nice vehicles, we highly recommend it. This is Michael Mars for the Texas Automotive News Network, reminding you, travel safe.